Is Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes the rivalry that we never knew we needed? What's good, what's happening, what's popping? It's your boy Retro, and I'm back with another video. And today we have a more important topic to talk about. We are on the road to Clash in Paris, and today I was just gonna ramble on about how I think Logan Paul doesn't deserve a John Cena match at all, or getting a date wasted on him. But at the same time, it is more important to talk about the potential main event match at Clash in Paris. And the match I'm talking about in particular is Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, we've been spinning around this topic for the longest time because of just Drew McIntyre's quest to be the World Heavyweight Champion. You know, he beat Seth Rollins, he got cost the championship by CM Punk, got cashed in on, and you know, it was just a multitude of things that happened in that moment, and just the other opportunities that Drew McIntyre just fumbled beforehand. Ever since Drew McIntyre lost his WWE Championship for the second time, it has been quite impossible for him to even win any type of big match that he's earned. I'm talking from the other two times that he's faced Bobby Lashley. I'm talking about from Big E. I'm talking about from Seth Rollins, the two times he lost to him. I'm talking, you know, the Intercontinental Championship with Gunther, the Jeff Hardy stuff when he challenged him for the US Championship, or I think it was Damian Priest. It was one of those two, but at the same time, it's just the foundation of Drew McIntyre's career ever since he's, you know, returned and after his two championship reigns. It's just he has not been able to win the big one. And why is that? Because, you know, the championship or the men's division, singles men's division, they've gotten pretty stacked. And Drew McIntyre being in the company as long as he was and carrying the pandemic era of WWE, they just feel like maybe his services are not needed to be a world champion, considering, you know, there are bigger stars in the company. Like, for example, there was one I left out earlier, which was Roman Reigns, and when he lost that opportunity. And that was wild. And people, and I really thought, I was one of those people who thought Drew McIntyre was probably the one. Drew McIntyre was the chosen one to beat Roman Reigns and end his dominant reign. And that aspect of Solo Sikoa came, and he got cheated. Now, let's not get it twisted. Drew McIntyre is the reality check that is realistically needed for WWE right now. Drew McIntyre has said himself, there are people that should not be in that locker room, and there are people who don't really care to be there. They're just there for a paycheck. And Drew McIntyre is making his time there more notable than ever. You know, he's actively on social media. He's selling the most merch. He's, you know, having the best matches, having the best feuds, having the best mic work. Like, the proof is in the pudding for the whole 2024. Look at his feud with CM Punk. Look at the Hell in the Cell match that probably should have won Match of the Year. Look at him winning, you know, Promos of the Year. Like, look at all these aspects. Like, look at all of these signs. Drew McIntyre is indeed the reality check and the future of what WWE needs to be. He's also the foundation of what WWE is becoming, with just people constantly on social media and just letting people who are social media gurus and, you know, popular stars just come into WWE, but making sure that they have the grit and the hunger to be there. People can say what they want about Drew McIntyre, but they can't deny that he puts in a lot of work for WWE and what it stands for. Because the entertainment aspect, Drew McIntyre has mastered that in many ways than one. Like, if y'all remember in the CM Punk feud, he went to Jack Perry, which y'all obviously know the history with CM Punk and Jack Perry, and said, "Cry me a river," because if you know, you know. And yeah, that marketed so much at a point where everybody had no choice but to be interested in the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre feud, because involving somebody like Jack Perry, who is like a significant reason as to why CM Punk is not in AEW anymore, that is crazy work. That is the type of stuff that you just can't turn your TV off of, and you can't wait to see what happens next, because now things are more personal, and now things are more kind of invested into now that party is now involved. So we all know Drew McIntyre can create a good feud, but on Cody Rhodes's end, he can also do the same thing. He has the mic work, he has the in-ring skills, he has the people behind him singing his song every week, he has people going apeshit for him, he has the company behind him. He is the quarterback for a reason, regardless of how any of my supporters or any Twitter troll, Twitter loser, incel wants to say about him or not. He is definitely one of WWE's biggest draws, hence why they signed him in the first place. They knew he was going to be a big draw, and that is why he is undisputed champion again. He can put on a good match. He can, you know what I'm saying, he can make you feel. He can give you that emotion. He is kind of that babyface. He's in his John Cena era. That's why they allowed him to be John Cena at SummerSlam, because he's exactly in that era. You know, when you're in that John Cena era, the company is going to be behind you 10,000% to fill you up for any top feud, any big star that you're gonna face, any celebrity that tries to fucking get involved in your match. They're gonna prepare you for all of that, and they're gonna make you look good as possible. And that's what WWE is doing for Cody Rhodes. If we think about it, Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes are exactly alike. They both have been released from WWE and made name for themselves. In Cody's case, he helped create AEW, where he was a big star there, but you know, he felt like he was disrespected, and so he went back to WWE. Drew McIntyre got fired and made a name for himself in promotions like Impact and other indie promotions. Then came back, made a name for himself, won multiple championships, and just fucked the whole scene up for WWE and smashed it. Like they both smashed it on their returns to WWE. They were one of WWE's biggest signings coming back. So it's not only that this rivalry is needed, but it's inevitable. Because if we have selective memory, before Cody Rhodes lost to John Cena at WrestleMania, who was the exact person and only person at the time to beat Cody Rhodes in singles competition? It was indeed Drew McIntyre. In pretty shocking fashion, considering nobody kind of expected it, considering Cody Rhodes was on the road to WrestleMania to facing Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre was already scheduled to fight Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. So nobody expected it, but Drew McIntyre ended up making it happen and beating Cody Rhodes and being one of the only people to pin Cody Rhodes in singles action. So will Drew McIntyre be the one to end Cody Rhodes' whole charade and facade of a babyface run with this championship? We don't know. But we will indeed find out at Clash in Paris, because if we know Drew's track record, we know that, you know, he's not a winning expert. But at the same time, it will be Drew McIntyre's time. But will it be at Clash in Paris? I guess we're gonna have to find out. But thank you guys for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. This is something that I knew that I had to give my thoughts on, because, you know, this rivalry has been needed for the longest time, and I hate that it's been overlooked for the longest time. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I love y'all. Thanks for the support. Y'all have no idea how much it means to me. I'm very grateful, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.